Hi everyone, welcome back to At Home Crypto. I'm Alan. Today's episode is going to be about how to get the right parts from the very beginning. So you've decided to start mining a cryptocurrency. Personally, I'm a big fan of Ethereum. Claymore's miner, you can do dual mining if you want to do other at the same time, but you can always change your mining boards or mining rigs at a later date if you wanted to, and just look into that. But today's focus is what to do when you're actually looking at starting to mine. First, you start with your motherboard. This is a good example of a relatively inexpensive motherboard that supports mining. When I say mining, it has multiple GPU connections for it, or expansion slots. These are PCIe slots. That's what you're looking for, that the GPUs are going to go into here. So this specific motherboard is the Z170A M7. Okay, so notice that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these PCI slots. These are PCI ones there. So that's what you want to look for with your motherboards. You want to find one that supports multiple GPU connections, PCIe connections. This also has these M2 adapters here. That's what that is. That's called an M2 adapter. And they make connections that you can use to turn those into PCIe connections. There. So this will eventually slide in there. So this motherboard, again, this is the Z170A M7, will eventually support 9 GPUs in that. Okay? So again, that's what you want to look for. Another example of a good one is the Z270 SLI Plus. And also, I don't have the box over here, but the AS Rock series of H81 BTC or the H110 BTC Plus is another good example there. But what I wanted to show you also, and this is another motherboard, the Z370, which is actually in a different room. But that board, there's one other thing. When you get your motherboard, you want to double check the processor that it uses. Okay? And what you see here is CPU support. 8th gen Intel Core, and it gives you Celeron Premium, and so forth. The most important part is this 8th gen. Make sure the CPU you get, the CPU supports 8th gen. Okay, so that was the Z370 SLI Plus. This is the Z270 SLI Plus. Here, the CPU supports 7th and 6th gen. So going back, remember the Z370 supported only 8th gen. The Z270 supports both 7th and 6th, but not 8th gen. Okay, this is extremely important. Don't get a motherboard with, and then buy an expensive 8th gen CPU that it doesn't even support that. So some of the models that you could get is the Intel Core i7 4790. This is a 7th gen processor. Okay. There. And then, of course, your Intel Celeron. This is the G3930. This is a 7th gen also. And this is the i3 7300. I really like this CPU. It works well. And this is a 7th gen also. Notice at the top it says desktop processor 7th generation. Okay, that's what you want to make sure and match. When you look at your motherboard, 7th gen, 7th gen. That's what you want to do, is make sure and look at those in the CPU socket, which will be part of the CPU support area also. You can also always look at your motherboard website. MSI does a good job. Most motherboards do. AS Rock does, but they have a section. Just do a quick internet search for the Z270 SLI Plus, and then do a search for compatibility in that same search bar, and it should bring you to that. And then you can confirm for your specific motherboard which CPU and even the RAM usually that comes up for these motherboards when you look at the compatibility, so that you get the right DDR4 RAM that you're going to need for that. Okay, so that's, again, if you're going to start mining, what to know about the motherboard, what you're looking for, again, was many of the GPU connections, and also to look for the right generation of CPU processor, like this one here. This is the Z170. It's another example. It supports only 6th gen There, it doesn't say 6th or 7th or 8th, only supports 6th gen. So make sure and look at that. Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please leave a comment. Let us know any questions, what else you might want to see before you start mining that will help you to be a success in your mining. Thank you and have a great day.